It's recording now. Okay, so we've got our magical team from the MIB unit, and so we've got some questions about the homework for week 4. This is our week 4. We're 1 week behind, but it's our week 4, and that's all that matters. All right. So what's the homework is? You have to go online to research the purchase of 1,000 USBs. 1,000.
Is it specifically USB, sir?
Yes, better of USB. Okay, maybe you want to do other price, but USB, right? And so there are many places online where you go online and then you get a quotation immediately. Yep. Of course, you could actually directly contact a supplier in Malaysia or China or a developing country and get a quotation. Please do that if you want to do that. And then the idea is then, of course, you'll deliver that to the Google Drive folder by Sunday. But when you come into class, we're going to put the quotes up on a board. And then we're going to compare. And the idea is to show you that the comparison is not that easy. Okay? But you won't see it until you won't believe it until you see it. Because in week 3, we focused on, what was the big theme last night? Cost. Just it. Cost, that's it. Yeah. All right? And so I want to just show you that, okay, let's get all these quotations, let's put them up on a board, and then I'll ask the question, so which one are we going to go with? And you'll find that, well, maybe it shouldn't be the price. Maybe there's something else. Quality. Well, I want you to find that out by going through this exercise. So that's the whole purpose of the homework. Okay. It's very, very effective at just demonstrating how you need to have a look at a range of factors. Okay. But I don't want to tell you now. We'll show that in class on Tuesday. So the homework, it's a very, very useful assignment. So you go on the internet. If you want to contact a supplier directly and get a quotation, you can. You may have to email through the internet that you're interested buying 1,000 USBs for your association, my association or whatever, and you need to get 2 or 3 quotes. So can you give us details plus any terms and conditions, and get details of terms and conditions. And then you may want to also think about, well, they may ask you, well, sorry, what size USB? So you know, 8 gigabytes or 16 gigabytes. You may settle on one or the other, then that's fine. Okay.
So, like today morning, I have already mailed 4 companies. Now, I have to know that whether, what if they don't reply? Then.
Yeah, they may not reply. Then sometimes they don't reply. Okay. That's the challenge of sourcing. It doesn't always work out.
So do I ask for the CNF price, as in the carry-on forward as in port price, or is just FOB?
Oh, that's a good question. No, but you're asking questions that I need you figure out for yourself.
Yeah, I have asked for the CNF price, as in till the port.
That's all right, but if you know to do that, you can. If you don't know, it doesn't matter, because I want everyone to fail at this task, rather than me tell you these are all the terms and conditions. I want you to learn by failing. Wow, good stuff. Yeah. Don't give too much information away.
Okay.
It'd be nice if everyone got different terms and conditions. We do the comparison and then we ask the class, so which one we going to buy from? Okay. And then everyone's confused, and then we'll have a learning point then too. So we're going to learn when you fail, and I want you all to not fail. You won't fail to get the information. What I mean is maybe fail to get all the same information where we can do a comparison. So there you go.
Okay. And now the second part. as in the second question said about the factory framework.
Oh,
competitive
okay.
framework.
Last night I introduced a framework. This was based out of China, but can apply to any factory in a developing economy, where suppliers have a tendency to be under a lot of cost pressure, and then that forces them to take shortcuts and to do all sorts of things that the buyer doesn't know about. But ideally, you want, as a buyer, you need to be aware of that, and so how to avoid that. Okay, so that's part of the theme of week 3, where we talked about the cost and the problems of cost. Okay, as being the single negotiating point. You want to, as you'll learn in week 4, you want to negotiate on other things, not make cost the focus of the negotiation. But you'll learn that next week.
Okay.
Not in week 3. Week 3 was you to understand, well, if you just focus on costs, this is what you're going to get. Okay? And until you understand that, you won't understand why it's a bad strategy. Wow. Okay. And so that supplier competitiveness, what do I call it? Competition.
The competition framework.
Competition framework. Okay. So as part of that, you may want to try and find through the internet of examples of how suppliers have been under pressure and have taken shortcuts in terms of A, B and C as per the examples in the framework. So for example, an old example is going back over 10 years ago when the suppliers of toys to Mattel were using cheap paint that had more metal and lead in it.
Yeah.
And then Mattel found out, and then you know what happened after that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's an example of suppliers doing things because they're under cost pressure. This is not about blaming suppliers, okay? I'm here to support suppliers, factories and everything, but it's about trying to get buyers to understand that if they take a one approach to negotiation, then this is going to be the likely outcome, and they shouldn't do that. Okay, so if you can get some articles of the consequences of that, then that will help you, make you more understanding of that too.
So is there any word limit for this?
For what?
For the second part, as in
The second part is just get an article. You
Just
don't
an article?
you don't have to write.
Okay.
You just
Oh,
find an
okay.
article.
So we quote on
okay.
It could be an internet article. That's fine.
So we
It's,
just like-
basically, it's a story. You're just
Okay.
finding a story.
Okay.
So do we just give you the article? Or
Yeah,
do we
or
just talk about it?
Or just paste it into a Word document or PDF and just put it
Okay.
into the Google Drive. That's
Okay.
fine. That's fine. And as a group, if you don't have time to do the homework, then it's okay because you're presenting. Okay, so
Oh.
let's make the
Will
other
we have to
class.
submit the week after that though?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Okay.
What do you